Thank you. I'm going to let you in on a little secret of mine before I get started. When I get overly emotional, I go into the executive part of my brain and start adding numbers. So if you hear me doing that during my speech, just give me a second, I'll be right back with you. Before we celebrate this year's Before we celebrate this year's recipient of the President's Lifetime Achievement Award, I would like to acknowledge our 2020 and 2021 award winners who were unable to receive their awards at a live event. In 2020, the recipient was Darlene Rogers. And in 2021, the recipient was Marcia Pinvidic. It is a great honor for the International President to have the opportunity to recognize a member of Sweet Adelines International as the recipient of the President's Lifetime Achievement Award. The presentation of this award allows all of us to share in the celebration of a person whose membership in the organization has had a significant and far-reaching impact. In the presentation of this award to Joan Boutilier, the honor and pleasure is even more magnified for me. I have had the opportunity to work closely with Joan for over many years and in many capacities, and it is not hyperbole to state that I am only one of thousands whose Sweet Adeline's journey has been enriched by being in relationship with her. It is little wonder that she is so well respected and well loved throughout the organization. Joan's achievements cover the full scope of life in Sweet Adelines. I'm going to start this extensive list by speaking first of Joan's musical achievements as a singer. As a quartet member, Joan has journeyed from her very first quartet, Time Was, to the international stage in top 10 quartets Surround Sound and Spritzer, and of course to reign as the championship tenor in the Four Bettys. She has been a gold medalist chorus singer with the Melodiers and directed both choral airs and River City Sound choruses to the international stage and choral airs into the top 10 for a total of 6 times. Joan's achievements as a leader provide us with more great reasons to celebrate her. The leadership of a chorus director is such an important factor in a singer's experience. I had the privilege of working with Joan and River City Sound Chorus, and I saw firsthand how Joan empowered the members of her chorus to see themselves as leaders and important collaborators on a strong team. That is Joan's leadership style. She recognizes and highlights the strengths of others and provides opportunities for them to shine and succeed. Joan remains a leader with a heart focused on service, as is evidenced by her contributions on many committees, task forces, and on the International Board of Directors. She helps to guide our members, singers, quartets, and choruses through her roles as a member of both the International Judging and the International Faculty programs, and is also a much sought-after coach across the organization. While all of that would certainly be enough to recognize Joan for this award, I must acknowledge the one challenge that no one else in our organization has had to navigate quite the way that Joan has. Leading Sweet Adelines through the COVID-19 pandemic has presented extraordinary threats, and Joan has risen to the challenge and overcome these threats with courage, compassion, and grace that are so much a part of her character. We were traveling through uncharted waters, and the storm was fierce. Joan stayed true to herself and Sweet Adelines through every challenge we faced, providing inspiration and encouragement to an entire organization trying to find its way. This is truly an achievement and a legacy that will never be forgotten. We are Joan's Sweet Adeline family, and Joan often expresses that it is only with the support of her own loving family that she is able to devote the hours and energy that she does. Joan's husband, Eric, also speaks about how her Sweet Adeline's life has enriched his. In Eric's words, Joan, thank you for sharing your magical, musical, and the incredibly artistry of your Sweet Adeline's journey with me. Eric appropriately quotes a song lyric, "Forever is as far as I'll go." Eric, thank you for sharing your Forever with Joan with us. Joan's daughter, Janet Boutilier Schwartz, shared a lovely story about growing up with Joan. When giving an assignment in school to identify her hero, Janet selected her mum because, in little Janet's words, she was beautiful, loving, and kind, with a voice meant for the heavens. That is such a sweet sentiment from a little girl about her mother. But what touched me most about this story is that Janet said if she were to receive that same assignment today, she would again choose Joan, this time for her fierce love, energy, and leadership that she has devoted to her greatest passions through thick and thin, her family and Sweet Adelines. I couldn't agree more with Janet. Joan is my hero too. I consider myself very fortunate to have worked so closely with Joan in my role as president-elect, and my leadership journey will forever be informed and influenced by my time with her. I have heard so many people express how the friendships we build in Sweet Adelines are foundational to our experience. Renee Porzel, whose friendship with Joan spans over 30 years, shared a beautiful expression of what Joan's presence has meant to her, and it is a fitting summary to the presentation of this award. If you combine a kind heart, a wonderful wife, mother, grandmother, and friend, a talented musician, a dedicated leader, teacher, director, and performer, you get Joan. She has shared all of her talents with her choruses, quartets, and our entire organization throughout her membership, and her impact will be felt for years to come. It is with great gratitude and humility that I present the 2022 President's Lifetime Achievement Award to Joan Boutilier.
Thank you so much. I feel so grateful to be here today. First, it's so wonderful to be speaking with an audience. I had longed to do this. Well, I did have audiences during the pandemic, but it wasn't quite the same thing. But now here we are. It is a great and deep privilege, an honor like no other, to receive this award. It's difficult to put into words what it means, and even more difficult to find the words to say thank you to Therese Antonini for choosing it for me. I feel so fortunate to have gotten to know and work with Therese. She is someone for whom I have learned so much and will continue to do so, and for whom I have such deep admiration. I understand intimately what it means to choose someone for the Lifetime Achievement Award among an organization of worthy members. It behooves me to recognize Darlene Rogers and Marcia Pinvidic, the recipients of this award in 2020 and 21 during my presidency, and they did not get a chance to stand behind a podium as I am today. So I would like for Marcia to stand, please, so we can honor her today as well. Darlene and Marcia, such remarkable educators and leaders and lifelong devotees of Sweet Adelines. To have my name cast alongside theirs and among the others before them is an honor of the greatest kind. I've always felt that the musical paths in my younger life, I need a Kleenex, I think, led me to Sweet Adelines. Thanks, Janelle. It's a napkin, that works. That all the paths in my younger life led me to Sweet Adelines. I've told people that before. As a young woman and mother, I discovered the thrill of performing in choruses and quartets, and through the joy of being a director of 2 beautiful choruses, I have been fortunate to have people with me all along the way. And I've been fortunate to have people to look up to encourage me to stretch into the areas of leadership and judging and teaching. All this while receiving an education from my heroes and my role models along the way, an education that rivals the best universities in the world. But I think it's accurate to say that I would not have ever found this path. I really wouldn't have, had it not been for my lifelong friend, my dear husband, who stood by my side, literally, as I drummed up the courage to make the first phone call to the membership chair of Country Chords Chorus in Region 3 lots of years ago. Thank you, Eric, for 33 years of support and encouragement, for what I've gotten to do, and for always, always believing in me. Little did we know the impact that one phone call would have, the influence it had on our family, and the influence that being a part of Sweet Adelines would have on our children, our 2 daughters and our son, and of course on me. I could never have predicted that I would get to go to the places I've visited, or the opportunities and experiences I've had, and everything that's waited for me and is still waiting for me, and mostly the people I would get to meet and know and make friends with. I know I'm not alone when I say these things, because I know that you share these feelings with me. Everything we get to do in Sweet Adelines starts with our shared love of singing. My biggest wish has always been that more folks find out about us, because just as I needed Sweet Adelines when I did, so do many others. No matter what stage of life they're in, we are here for them. That's what's kept me here this long and will keep me here forever. I honestly feel like I still have some catching up to do with the other people who've won this award, but I plan to continue serving and growing and leading through Sweet Adelines International. And I thank you so much, and thank Therese.